Good day, people. I am Benzel Glori, Bachelor of Science Criminology. Here in front of you to share my knowledge and what I've learned in purposive communication. So to be specific, I am going to discuss with you the 5 canons of rhetoric and the 2 parts of logic by Petrus Ramus. The 5 canons of rhetoric. Effective communication and presentation is something that humans have been studying for millennia. These are skills that can be improved with both knowledge and theory and with practice. The 5 canons of rhetoric are simplified the 5 skills that individuals need to have to be great communicating. While these canons date from a long time ago, they are still relevant for anyone looking to create and deliver effective communications. Today we'll look at each other, then in turn. 1. Invention. Invention is the process of coming up with that you want to say to persuade your audience of your view. Number 2. Arrangement. Speechless, like music, should be carefully arranged. Arranging is the process of structuring your content. You need to put all the great things you thought of the invention stage into a good order so that they can take into a good order so that they help you land your message and persuade your audience. Modern arrangement usually has 3 stages: introduction, body, and conclusion. The classical arrangement that Cicero would have used to had 5 stages: introduction, state, neutral, facts, make your case, refute, alternative position. Conclude your presentation. This arrangement can still be used if you wish that most people go with 3-stage approach. Style. Style is the process of choosing language and constructing your presentation so as to create an emotional response. This is the pathos part of the rhetorical triangle. Memory. Memory relates to remembering enough so that you can present fully and fluently. Without notes, this was essential in the Roman era when the canons were rewritten and the orators needed to speak for hours at a time. Deliver. It's the last of 5 canons of rhetoric. It involves using all the tools available to you and effectively communicate. We know that words are only a tiny part of communication, that to be at our most effective as communication. We need to use a range of methods and tools. Emphasis, tune of voice, change of pitch, pauses, volume, gesticulation, body language, positioning, and props are all tools to help effectively deliver your arguments. The next lesson I'll share my knowledge with you is the 2 parts logic by Petrus Ramus. Let me introduce you first. Who is Petrus Ramus? Petrus Ramus of Orpir de la Rami, 1515, August 24, 1572, was a French humanist, philosopher, logician, and educational reformer, known for being an outspoken critic of the Aristotelian philosophy which dominated European universities at the time. The 2 parts of logic by Petrus Ramus. According to Ramus, logic falls into parts: invention, treating of the notion and definition, and judgment, comprising the judgment proper, syllogism, and method. The division of gave rise to the jocular designate of judgment or matter wit. As the secunda Petri, he separated rhetoric, style, and delivery, eloquy, and pronunciation from dialectic, inventionism, and memoria, a radical departure from the scholastic view. Ramus systemizes the arts according to his method, which states that each art of doctrina should have exclusive rights to its own principles. He proposed a natural method which began with a generally and gradually. Began with a generality, the examination done to a particular object or event. He recognized, however, that in practice we often start with a particular event and arrive at the generality. He did not reject the Aristotelian epistemology and agreed that experience and observation were the basis for the observation principle of every art. There were 3 aspects of every art which needed to be examined: nature, principles, and practice excitation. According to Ramus, logic falls in 2 parts: invention, treating of the notion and definition, and judgment, comprising the judgment proper, syllogism, and method. This division gave rise to the jocular designate of judgment or matter wit as the secunda Petri. He separated rhetoric, style, and delivery, eloquy, and pronunciation from dialect, invention, and tedicu.